Hello everybody, and welcome back to my solo world, or I guess my forever world. I've seen a lot of videos popping up recently on YouTube titled, like, touring my forever world, or, various things, including forever world in the title. And, this series of showing off my solo world, I feel like is basically the same thing, because this is technically my forever world. So I think I'm going to try calling this episode Forever World instead of Solo World and just see how that goes. But yeah, it's been quite a while since I've recorded anything or shown this world. I think it's been probably close to a year by now since the last tour came out. Maybe over a year, actually. And I've done quite a bit. I'm trying to get back into the flow of recording, so I figured this would be a good video to do for my first recording, trying to get back into the swing of things. So yeah. I'm also recording this on April Fool's Day, and I don't know if these two things are related. It could be one of the mods that I have, but when I set off a rocket, you can see the particles are strange. So, I don't know if that's a mod that I have, or if that's vanilla. Also, my cat is now on my desk sniffing the mic, so if you hear brushing around, I apologize for that. But yeah. So, I'm going to try to make a lot of these very brief because I've shown a lot of the builds off already in previous episodes. So, I'm going to try to make the old stuff fairly quick, and the new stuff I'll take a little bit of time on. So, here's my house. This is the first build that happened in this world. This is up in my bedroom area. I've got my my first set of armor that I used to fight the Ender Dragon. I've got all kinds of kinda rare or important things to the world. I've got, like, suspicious gravel and suspicious sand, because there was a glitch where you could get those, and I don't know if it's still a thing, but it could be. And just a bunch of other important things that, like, my first pickaxe, my first piece of armor. I think this is my first enchanted piece of armor, maybe? Possibly? Can't remember. But yeah. So that's just kind of some memorabilia, I guess, that will go into a museum when I eventually build it. And this is an old map that I made. You'll see the rest of the maps here soon. Down here is kind of my main area. Over here is my first farm, and I guess it's still my current farm for a lot of things. I have a better pumpkin and melon farm now, and I have another wheat farm, but not really a better one. So for everything else, it's still my current one, except for these. Over here, I have a bunch of nether wart growing. I haven't made a special area for them yet. And then in here is my storage room. And I do have some data packs and mods running on the world, so you can see this. This is the Vanilla Tweaks data pack that lets you get the mob heads, and also this. Hopefully that was audible. Yeah, this is my storage room. It's getting kind of outdated by now. Or I'm growing out of it at least. You can see I've got a bunch of stuff just filling all these chests because all the other chests containing that stuff are full. So, soon, at some point in the world, I'll be building a better storage system. This is... what'd I name him? Oh yeah, Egg. This is Egg. I can't remember why he's here, but he is. Over here, I don't think this was here in my previous video. I didn't check what was here or not before recording this. I probably should have. But I don't think I had this in the previous episode. But this is my new enchanting room. I kind of like having the skulk as the roof and everything, and it's a neat little room, I guess. And then over there is my nether portal. We will not be entering that quite yet, because there's a bunch of other stuff to show around here. So let's go ahead and go back up. And you can see the outside of the house. So there it is. In the first world tour, the roof did not look like this. It was a much more basic roof. But I upgraded between the first and the second one. But yeah, this is the area. I've got kind of a circle thing going on here. Glass for lighting for down below. And then in between I've got the decorative areas and then the pathway. Over here is a charged creeper. This is the first one that appeared in this world that I saw. So I trapped him and put him in a box. And I kind of want him to be somewhere else, but I'm afraid to move him without... I don't know if I can do it without him exploding, so I'm kind of afraid to touch him. But I kind of want this box out of the way. So I guess one day I'll try to do something with that. And then also I have some pillagers over here. They're existing. I've been trying to get their crossbows to break so I can kind of pacify them and do something with them, but it hasn't happened yet. Over here... I'll kind of skip over all this that's over here, because that's some newer stuff. But over here is the villager trading area and breeding area. The breeding stuff is through there. But I've got all these guys, and I've got a bunch of pumpkins and melons here for trading, and just all the stuff that I would need to trade with them. I don't really trade with them too often, but sometimes I do. And over here, this little thing is what I use to harden concrete. I just kind of like stand right here-ish and place the concrete there and break it and just kind of hold down both the buttons. So, it's not like an automatic concrete maker, but it's a concrete maker. Over here's my cactus farm. And I don't really even need a cactus farm. I don't use enough green dye to warrant this big thing. Because you can see, go up here. I didn't fill it up all the way because I knew I wouldn't need that much cactus, but there's 2 layers. And over time, it's been filling up. I don't know how full it is currently. I think I might have emptied it recently. Yeah, it looks like I did. I know that it was getting full at one point. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with all the cactus, but it's there if I ever need it. This is just kind of a little decorative thing that I tried out, with some custom trees and bushes and all that around. Just kind of fill in the area and leave it a bit less empty. Over here is my Sniffer sanctuary, and it's actually becoming nighttime, so we should probably go sleep real fast. I should probably cut the sleeping out of the video, but I don't know if I will or not. I think... yeah, alright, so I'll probably cut here and come back once I've slept. Okay, I have slept, it is daytime now, and here's the Sniffer Sanctuary. Ignore the bamboo, I almost said bamboot. Ignore the bamboo, I haven't moved it yet. It was here for making scaffolding, and I plan on doing other stuff with bamboo, but it's just kind of there for now. But here's the Sniffer Sanctuary. I built this giant structure specifically for storing some sniffers after I collected them. Eat real fast. And I have various audio mods. That's why it sounds echoey and my footsteps sound better than vanilla. So, yeah. But here's the Sniffer Sanctuary on the inside. I tried to make it kind of look like the world continues on with, like, pixel art mountains. It doesn't look great, but it works. This is Maple Tree. I think that's my most recent Sniffer. It's the child of the other 2. There's various chickens and pigs here too. This is to be named. He hasn't been named yet, but he also has, so he's called to be named. There's some custom trees around. Some smaller custom cherry trees compared to the first one I built. But this is hedge and bonsai. You can probably notice a theme with the naming of the sniffers. I tried to name them all after something that has to do with a plant or leaf, something along those lines. But yeah, this is Sniffer Sanctuary. I think I showed this off in the last one, so not really too much new to look at here. I don't think I've added anything. And yeah, that might... no, that's not everything that was in previous videos, but we'll get to more stuff later. Over here is I think the newest structure in the world. I can't talk today. This is my smelter area. It's pretty empty, as you can see up above, but then I have this dugout and a smelter system for all three different types. You can see some bad redstone down there. That's how things get up to the finished chest, which is here. And every time something gets finished, that plays. So I know it happened. And then I have the fuel box, the furnace, smoker, and blast furnace. So I haven't used this very much, haven't needed it quite yet, because I haven't really been on the world much since I've used it, or since I've made it. So it's kind of just been sitting here, but eventually it'll get more use as I start doing other projects. Yeah. So over here there's quite a few new things. That box doesn't really matter to anything, it's just where I breeded bees and stuff to set up for bees later. Is that the sound of them walking? Sounds weird. This is my egg farm. I've got a bunch of eggs. There's more chests of eggs or shulker boxes full of eggs in other places. Those are basically to fuel my wither rose farm. And you can see over here, just in general things are different. This area used to be this cow farm, but I moved it. It's here now, and there's other buildings there, which I'll get to here in a second. But down here is my sheep farm. I think I'm going to be building a different sheep farm and kind of moving it at some point, but I'm not quite sure. I might just decorate in here, but it's doing pretty good for me. These aren't the spawn chunks or anything, so it's not running constantly, so just while I'm around the area. And over here is all of the maps I've made of the world. So these ones have been seen in previous episodes of this series. Just, you can kind of see the expansion. This is where it was at in the last episode. You can see the, oh, that's the wrong button. You can see the smelter isn't there, and the cow farm is there instead of there. And then over here is the most recent one. So you can see there's the sheep stuff, the chicken, the bees, the new location for the cow farm, and the two buildings in this area here. Other than that, not much has changed for the main area, really. It's just these few new buildings. But now we go up here, and go over to here. We'll go up there probably last for this area. I'm trying to build like a kind of little town-ish type area. I plan on building more buildings over on this side. I'm just trying to fill things in a bit. But this is a little like ice cream parlor type area. I'm using the armor stands data pack from Vanilla Tweaks to make this guy, and I plan on making a lot more of these. Just to kind of make things feel a bit more alive. But yeah, a little ice cream shop. And there's an outside sitting area with candles and all that. And then over here is the kind of clothing store and random objects, I guess. You got a cash register and random pictures. So yeah. Not really too much. It doesn't really get used for anything. This is all just decorative. And you can see I have trash cans that are various levels of full. I think this one over here is just empty. Nope, never mind. It's got some stuff in it. You got some benches, and then palm trees, which I really struggled to build these palm trees, but I think they turned out pretty good. I decided to use the mud brick walls for the stems of the trees, or the... Why can't I think of the what those are called? I'll just say the stem of the tree. But I figured that this kind of looked more like the bark of these than any other block in the game. I've seen people use other things, like just various fences and all that, but I thought that looked better. And then here's a little dock. I've used it for fishing. There's a very deep pit right below. I haven't fully done like terraforming and all that here yet. I have, however, been changing the underwater area. All this used to kind of look like that with all the dirt and the clay and all that, but I've been replacing it all with sand and kind of working on decorating. And one thing I really like about this is this part. All of these things you can see are, just attached to the ground. But this one, if it was to go straight down, it would be really ridiculously long. So I kind of made like an extra thing here and tried to make it look like it's like braced together and all that. So I'm kind of happy with how that came out. Just a little detail that you wouldn't really notice just walking around the world, but it's there. And then here is the bridge leading over the river to other areas. And we will get over there here in just a few minutes. More water down there, and there's lights dangling from the bottom of the bridge to kind of light things up. At least I think there are. Yeah, there are. Okay, I didn't lie to you guys. The roof of these things are kind of decorated. I'm not really gonna go up there just to show that. It's just kind of basic roofing looking things. Some outside decorations. I've been kind of inspired to try doing more things like this from Hermitcraft. I've seen them do a lot of kind of outside details and make things look better. So I've been trying to do that a bit. But now we go up here to Dog Dog Ranch. If you don't know who Dog Dog is, it's my Minecraft dog. He's kind of a recurring thing in all of my worlds. All of my first dogs get named Dog Dog, and there's a story behind that, but that's for another time. There's custom trees going along the border, a wall that wraps all the way around. And this is actually my first ever custom tree in Minecraft, I'm pretty sure. I was always too afraid to attempt it because making custom trees isn't easy. So I decided to make this one. And for my first attempt, I think it turned out pretty good. I just wanted some sort of tree or something to be in the middle of this area, so yeah, I'm pretty proud of it for it being the first. There's various cats. They came from the silo. I tried to turn the silo into a creeper farm using cats to scare the creepers over the edge, but no creepers ever spawned. So I just freed the cats. I think there's still some in there, but it's fine. But here's Dog Dog, and my main cat, I think. It's turning night again, so we'll go into the farmhouse, or ranch house, whichever it would be called here, and sleep real fast. And I'm going to cut it real quick so I can sleep and get a quick drink in real life. Okay, there we go. My throat is no longer very dry. I'm glad that they didn't spawn a chicken in here. But yeah, we have a little kitchen, dining room, some decorations over there. A kind of interesting design for around here that I kind of like. I don't really remember how I came up with it. I just started doing things and liked it. And you got kind of dangling lights, TV, this, couch, all that. Then upstairs, there's not really too much to show. There's nothing to show in the garage area. It's completely empty. But upstairs, you got various paintings. And you have another bedroom. But here's an empty room. Some decorations. A bathroom. Which, I don't know if I ever actually finished the bathroom. There's no, like, faucet type things or anything, but it's there. And then another bedroom with a crafting table that I never removed, and a smaller bathroom. And there's no attic or anything. If I can get out the door, that would be great. There's no attic, it just kind of exists. There might be an attic actually one day that I put up, but who knows. This has been completed for a long time, so who knows if I'll ever go back to it and add that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's basically it for this main area. Oh wait, never mind, there's this. This is the pumpkin melon farm. It works pretty well. Okay, I can still hear the minecarts. Oh, this is the other wheat farm that I was talking about. But you can see, if I could actually get in the window, you'd be able to see. You can see the how big the farm is. You can't really see below or anything because I've blocked it off, but it's a pretty large farm, kind of overkill, but I wanted to do it. And over here is my most recent project that I've started. There's going to be another farm area over here. I think maybe a horse farm, but I'm not sure yet. Yeah. So that's it for this main area. I haven't really done too much else. There might be some things that I've forgotten about, but I forgot them, so I can't remember. Yeah. Let's go over the bridge and through the woods to the busy bee farm we go. That was really bad, but hey, it's April Fool's Day on the day I'm recording this, so I'm allowed to make bad jokes, I guess. But here's a road leading all the way up to the bee farm, which is highly inefficient because I am never over here, so it doesn't work half the time. You can see there are hives and everything here. That the bees aren't actually in those. I really like the decoration around here. I think I did a pretty good job with it. I'm kind of planning on getting rid of all of these trees and making a custom tree forest. I don't know if I'll ever do that or when it will be. Oh, that's... The sound mods keep throwing me off. But yeah, here's a little trailer house. Just simple sitting area, kitchen, bedroom. And this is where the beekeeper lives, who does not really exist, but hey, extra detail, lore, all that. And then here is a flower greenhouse area. Would this be called an apiary? Is that correct? I could be very wrong on that, but that word just came to me and thought that might be right. Up down here is the actual bee farm. Bees come out of there and pollinate, and oh, I have a lot more in here than I thought I did. Behind you can see the mechanism for extracting. Yeah, nothing too fancy, but it's there. And if we go up the ladder here, that is it for the bee farm. And the road over here continues on to a bridge, which I kind of like the way the bridge looks. It's just a little thing here. But it does stop here. It will continue on through here. And there'll be things built... Oh, a little bit of lag. There'll be things built all along here. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to show this. I don't really need to because I didn't build it, but I accidentally built my house next to an abandoned village. I didn't know this was here until after that was like constructed, and I came over and was like, oh hey, look at that. Because I had my render distance pretty low at the time. Yeah, but you can see a minecart trail going all the way over here. Random crafting table. And it leads over, random bed, leads over to this village where I got all my villagers. And there's still a few villagers living here. Just kind of hanging out, another crafting table. But yeah, this village has kind of been untouched for quite a while. And over here is where my big project is happening, or one of my big projects. I plan on turning this whole area into like a city. And this is the first building of the city. It's been under construction for a long time. I think I showed it off at the end of the last world tour. It was only 2 layers tall, I think. But I've added a couple extra. I keep getting bored of working on it because it's literally just the same thing repeatedly, and it's going to go up really high because this is going to be my new villager trading area. Every single floor is going to have a different villager type on it, so like that'll be farmers, librarians, alchemists, all that. I don't remember the exact order that I had planned, but that's all marked down in my creative world. But yeah, it's going to be one floor for every type of villager. And then I have a big center column that's going to have a giant sorting system that goes all the way down, so I can go to the top floor and put in all of the items needed for trading, and it'll sort it down all to the correct floors. So that's a pretty big project I've been working on for a while. We got a bunch of resources, a bunch of diamonds for decoration, and trying to make it look like a wealthy looking building because it's gonna be like the trade center of my world. But yeah, that's there. It'll be completed one day, hopefully, and then there'll be a city built around it, hopefully one day. Now if we go over here, there is one more thing that I have built, and it is just over on this island. You can see it forming now, or loading in now. Dropping cauldrons everywhere, apparently, because of the whatever that is. Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay, so this is the obelisk. This is a giant solid pillar of iron blocks. And that's some building stuff that I use for this. But I have an iron farm now, and it's producing way more than I could ever use. So I decided to build this. And I do have cheats turned on in this world, so I can go into spectator mode to look underground and find caves that I need to light up. That's all I've used the cheats for on this world, is spectator mode. So real quickly, I'll go into spectator mode just to prove that it is a solid thing of iron. It's not solid down here, but all the way up through it is completely solid, and if it wasn't, you'd see stuff like this where there's open patches. So, solid iron, fully obtained in survival mode through the torture of villagers and mass killing of iron golems. So, yeah, that's there. And then if we go over here, it's turning night again, so I'll have to sleep soon. My leech is starting to get down a little bit too, so I'll have to repair that at some point. I don't think I have a backup. But over here is my mine. There we go. I guess I have beacons. Oh, there it is, okay. There's one left here. But yeah, this is a giant pit that I dug. Goes straight down to bedrock, and I've been digging out the area, getting a lot of diamonds and stuff. That's empty. That's also empty. Can I sleep? Yes, I can. But yeah, this is just kind of in my diamond mine. I've been trying to get a ton of diamonds. And, yeah. So not really much to show here, but figured I'd show it off, because, you know, it's a... Oh, apparently I have multiple, they just took forever to load. Okay. I know I had 4, but I couldn't remember how many I took away for other projects. But yeah, that's basically it for this area. I do want to show one thing real fast. And I'm not going to go show where the, end portal and all that is this time. I usually do that, but I feel like it's kind of pointless. You can see some pillars there. That's where I've dug down. There's a flattened out area where the town was going to be, or the city skyscraper thing was going to be until I changed location. Just a bunch of random little things that like I started and then never completed. And real quickly, we're going to be going to the Nether here in just a second. But I just kind of want to show how many diamonds I have real quick. It's probably not an insane amount for the age of this world. Which I think this world's close to 2 years old now, I think. Yeah, I've got 20 regular diamonds and then all of this. I plan on one day actually mining these and seeing how many of these it gives me. But yeah, that's probably the most diamonds I've ever had in a Minecraft world. But now I'm going to quickly go to the Nether, and I'll probably cut it until we're in the spot that I want to be in. So I'll see you guys here in just a second. Okay, so I am back here. I have a little fence in case the chicken or in case egg comes through. I don't know if I fully pronounced egg there. This is broken bedrock. It leads down to the main nether. Not much to show there. I haven't really built anything in the nether. This pillar over here is a failed zombie pigman farm, whatever it is now. I tried to design my own, and it worked a little bit, apparently. Better than I thought. But it still wasn't very efficient for, like, getting XP or anything like that. Basically, the way it works is they spawn, try to attack this egg, and they fall down, and I kill them while they're in the middle. And collect the XP and all that stuff. Which it actually does work fairly well, it just wasn't as efficient as I would have liked it to be. So I kind of gave up on it. If we go this way, over here is my main farm, and I won't go all the way to it because this is, I think, an Ilmango design, and it's got a bunch of minecarts crammed in there, and it makes an awful noise. Unfortunately, this thing's going to be obsolete. It might already be obsolete in whatever update's out now. I'm playing on 1.21.4, I think, and 1.21.5 is out now. But I know one of the updates coming up, or that's already out, makes it to where you can't get XP from this anymore, which was the whole purpose of it, so I could repair this. So I'll have to go back to using my Enderman farm at some point, which I'm not going to show off the Enderman farm or anything. That's the only thing built in the end, and it's just a very basic Enderman farm that hundreds of people have built, and you've probably seen 1,000 times already. I don't know why I said only hundreds of people. But here's my mob farm. We'll go through the nether and make our way here. I haven't actually built a decorated nether hub yet, but I plan on it. There's old Mushroom Island, that I plan on doing. I'm lagging really bad. Plan on doing something with that at some point. Hopefully the frames come back. They're working on it. Okay. Nope, never mind. Alright, here's the mob farm. Have that there for some reason. I feel like I need these at my house, so I was going to do something with them. Anyway. Yeah. So mobs fall down, burn to death, die. I get their stuff. Yeah, basic mob farm that you've probably also seen a bunch. There's that. It works with a, I think this is the Etho Hopper clock, which I'm lagging so bad. Alright, I'm going to not stay over here for very long. But yeah, I think that's the Etho Hopper clock, maybe? Or something else? I don't know. And let's get out of here before the computer dies, apparently. Don't really know why it's lagging that bad, but it is. Okay. Honestly, I could probably turn down my render distance, and that would help out a lot. Video settings, render distance, apply. Okay, max shadow distance should probably be down too. Apply, there we go. Okay. So now we continue on this way to the spawn point of the world, where I have done things since last time. So you can see it says spawn in iron farm. And we spawn in on top of a mountain. There was a weird noise I haven't heard before that just happened. But here is the iron farm that I have been using. It has 4 segments. The villagers get scared, spawn iron golems, the golems pass away, drop their stuff. You can see I used over there to get villagers over to there. Most of the bridge is gone. Over here, you can't see inside these because I have them blocked off, which I could probably just do that and show you. A bunch of stone and stuff. And this is all extracted from the dig that has been happening under the iron farm. The reason why I'm doing a dig under the iron farm Because I plan on taking it and moving it underground so I can kind of preserve the spawn area better. That cat has been there for an incredibly long time. But you can see I put slabs everywhere and all that. And there's this pillar, which is actually the first thing ever constructed in this world. I spawned right here on the center block, dug a thing around, and built up to kind of signify where I spawned. And that's kind of why I want to move the iron farm so I can preserve this a bit better. But I don't know when that's going to happen. I've been kind of burnt out on Minecraft, so I haven't really been playing much. But eventually I'll get back into it and do things again. You can see the iron golems are dying, and this fills up. I kind of have everything marked out that way. It's organized, I guess. But let's go underground real fast, and I'll show you. Probably didn't need to use the rockets. I'll show you the big dig under here. Just drop down, and here we are. I have dug out this entire underground area, which was very difficult because, as you can see over there, there was a lot of water areas. I think the other one was over here, but it's behind the wall now. This is where I've got a little lava farm set up. I've got the bee farm that is actually productive. And the iron farm will be lowered down, and the center of the farm will be right here, and this whole room will be farm. I plan on decorating all of the walls kind of like this. Just with like the staircase thing going up, and then having lava draining down there. And I think they decreased the size of the spawn chunks, so I think this entire area might be what the spawn chunks are now. I'm not 100% sure. But I was planning on having, like, big hallways going down leading to other farms and spawn chunks, but I don't know if that's a thing now. But yeah, this is still a lot of work that needs to be done, but I really like the way it's coming out. Eventually, I'll get to it. But yeah, that's one of the most recent projects in the world. And I think that might actually be the last thing. I feel like I'm missing stuff, but I don't think I am. So yeah, that's... If I think of anything else, then it'll probably be thrown on to the end of the video, I don't know. But for now, that is my Forever World tour, number 3. This is the progress that I've made in the span of a year or so. I haven't been playing on the world much, so it's not as much progress as I would have liked. But yeah. So that's going to be it for this video. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed playing on this world over the time that I have, and I hope to continue enjoying to play on this world. It's turning nighttime again, so I'm going to go underground to finish the video. But yeah. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's probably a really long video, but there's a lot to show off. And yeah. I keep trying to think of if there's anything else. Also, I'm terrible at ending videos anyway, so yeah. But yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff if you want to. It helps out a lot. And basically anything you do to interact with the video helps out. So it's greatly appreciated. Helps with the algorithm and all that for YouTube. But yeah. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all in a future video, which hopefully will happen more often now that I'm hopefully back to doing things again. Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.